It's a rare condition this day and age to read any good news on a newspaper page. Love and tradition of the grand design. Some people say it's even harder to find. Well, then there must be some magic glue inside these gentle walls. 'Cause all I see is a tower of dreams. Real love bursting out of every scene. As days go by, we're gonna fill our house with happiness. And cry, but we'll smother the blues with tenderness. As days go by, there's room for you, room for me, for gentle hearts and opportunity. As days go by, it's the bigger love of the family.
Welcome to Heart, where we talk about the #1 killer in the United States, heart disease. Every 34 seconds, someone loses their life to cardiovascular disease. That's over 919,000 deaths in 2023 alone. But here's the good news. With the right knowledge, prevention, and care, we can change these numbers. When we say heart disease, we often mean coronary artery disease, which happens when plaque builds up in your arteries, and over time, this reduces blood flow. This can cause chest pain, heart attacks, and even heart failure. It's the most common type of heart disease in the US, affecting over 20 million adults. Heart disease isn't just one condition, it's a group of disorders affecting the heart and blood vessels. Here are some statistics. 1 in 20 adults over the age of 20 has coronary artery disease. About 1 in 5 heart attacks are silent. So the damage is done, but the person just doesn't know it. Let's ask our nurse, Maya. How do nurses approach heart disease?
Thank you, Wendy. So, heart disease does remain one of the leading causes of death worldwide, and us nurses play a critical role in prevention and management by using the nursing process. So let's break it down. We begin with assessment, which means gathering data about our patient. This could include gathering objective or measurable data. This includes vital signs, lab values, physical exam, diagnostic tests, as well as gathering subjective data. This is more personal and from the patient. This could include obtaining a family history, their lifestyle habits, the patient reporting feeling dizzy, feeling shortness of breath, feeling chest tightness or chest pain, or experiencing any swelling in their feet or ankles. For example, if we had a patient with high blood pressure, elevated cholesterol, and obesity, these factors will place them at significant risk for heart disease. Next is a nursing diagnosis. This is where we identify actual or potential problems for our patients. So common diagnoses we might make as nurses for patients could be decreased cardiac output, activity intolerance, or even excess fluid volume. The nursing diagnosis step helps us focus our care on the patient's most pressing needs. So after identifying the problem, we move on to planning. This is where we set SMART goals. SMART goals are goals that are specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound. So for instance, a goal we could make for a patient will be to lower their blood pressure from 160/95 to less than 130/80 within 3 months through medication adherence and lifestyle changes. Or if I had another patient, I could make them a SMART goal, where the patient will walk for 15 minutes, 5 days per week, within 4 weeks without experiencing any chest pain or shortness of breath. So those are a few examples of SMART goals I can make for a patient who is at risk for heart disease or has heart disease. Once the plan is in place, I move on to implementation. So implementation is a step where nurses actually take action. So we educate our patients on heart-healthy diet, encourage exercise, coordinate with physicians on medications, and provide resources like smoking cessation programs. This is a step where we actually put the plan into motion. So finally, we reach evaluation. Here we ask the patient's blood pressure decrease. Are they exercising regularly? Are their lab results improving? Based on what we see, we may continue the plan, adjust it, or set new goals for our patient. So evaluation closes the loop and ensures our interventions are effective. So in short, our nursing process gives nurses a structured framework to guide our patients step by step from risk assessment to positive lifestyle changes, ultimately improving outcomes for those with heart disease. Nayeli, does heart disease affect everyone evenly?
Thank you, Maya. Heart disease doesn't discriminate. It is the leading cause of death for men, women, and most racial and ethnic groups in the U.S. But did you know its symptoms, risk factors, and even treatment outcomes vary dramatically across cultures? Let's explore and understand these differences. In the U.S. alone, heart disease claims over 695,000 lives annually. African American adults are nearly twice as likely to suffer from hypertension, a major risk factor. Meanwhile, South Asians have a 50% higher risk of heart attacks before the age of 50. These disparities aren't just biological, they are cultural, social, and systemic. We found that diet, stress, and access to care vary widely. For example, Hispanic communities often face language barriers that delay diagnosis. Indigenous populations may distrust Western medicine due to historical trauma. One study shows Filipino Americans have higher rates of hyperlipidemia but lower rates of diagnosis. That's a red flag for underassessment. In women, heart attacks often present as fatigue, nausea, or jaw pain rather than chest pain. In East Asian cultures, patients may describe qi imbalance or heart fire, terms that require cultural translation. Talk to your healthcare provider, ask questions, and if you're a nurse or nursing student, remember, you are on the front lines of this fight. Dr. Mary Jane, what are the risk factors and how can we prevent them?
Thank you, Nayeli. Yes, worldwide, cardiovascular disease claims about 17.9 million lives annually. Up to 80% of premature heart disease and stroke cases are preventable with the right care and lifestyle changes. Almost half of all U.S. adults have at least one major risk factor for heart disease. These include high blood pressure, high cholesterol, diabetes, smoking, obesity, and physical inactivity. Studies show that controlling these risk factors can prevent 80% of heart disease and stroke cases. And here's something shocking. About 1 in 3 adults don't even know they have high blood pressure, a major silent risk factor. You can turn your life around with small changes. You have the power to take control. Here are some simple steps to lower your risks. Eating more fruits, vegetables, and whole grains, a diet with less salt, sugar, and saturated fats, walking 30 minutes a day, 5 times a week. Only about 24% of US adults meet exercise guidelines. Limiting alcohol consumption, quitting smoking, which cuts heart disease risk in half within a year. Managing stress with relaxation, sleep, and mindfulness. Medications like statins, beta blockers, and ACE inhibitors can be life-saving when lifestyle changes aren't enough. I've met patients who thought they were healthy until a silent heart attack changed everything. John Paul, what are some warning signs to look out for?
Thank you, Dr. Mary Jane. And yes, I used to think that heart disease was something that only affected people later in life. But then I learned it can develop early and silently in your 20s and even in your 30s. When I first had chest pressure, I ignored it. I thought it was maybe just stress. But after I had a checkup, I learned that it was, or that I had high cholesterol and stage 1 hypertension. My nurse walked me through the steps on how to lower my risk. And with proper medication, better eating, and daily exercise, I feel more energetic than ever. Some warning signs to watch out for. When you're feeling, or if you feel chest pain or pressure, shortness of breath, nausea or dizziness, and then pain in either your jaw, your neck, or your arm. If any of these happen suddenly, you need to call 911 immediately. Every minute counts. Know your numbers. You have to check your blood pressure, your cholesterol, your blood sugar, and your BMI. Schedule regular checkups. And don't wait for symptoms. Prevention starts now. If I can turn my health around, so can you. Trust me, your heart is worth it.
Start with one change today, whether it's adding a walk to your day or swapping out soda for water.
Culturally sensitive care isn't optional, it is essential, and it starts with education.
Prevention is partnership. Work with your healthcare team, know your numbers, and keep checking in.
Oh, hey. Since we still have your attention, I can't say that heart disease may be common, but it doesn't have to be the future. Oh, that hurts.
For the fans.